We are so excited for you to join us again today for another CybHER Conversation. For those of you who are new to the program, CybHER is a program out of Dakota State University in Madison, South Dakota. We are thrilled to be here and providing you this weekly free virtual program that introduces you to amazing women in cybersecurity. And we hope that it helps empower, educate, and motivate you in cybersecurity. Just a little bit of logistics. For those of you who do have questions during the conversation, you can ask those by going down to the Q&A at the bottom of the screen. But before we begin, I want to introduce our founders. We have Doctors Ashley Podorotsky and Pam Rowland, who are both professors at Dakota State University. And Ashley is also the Associate Dean of the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences at DSU. So we are thrilled to have them on. They founded CybHER back in 2013, and since then our programs have just grown exponentially. We also have Kanthi Narakonda, who is CybHER's Chief of Operations, and she will be facilitating the question and answer period today. But the reason that you all are here today is for Dr. Eman El-Sheikh, who is the Director for the Center of Cybersecurity at the University of West Florida. She is an amazing woman who is a cybersecurity educator. She's a researcher. She does work in workforce development, and she is also an author. She teaches and researches the development and evaluation of artificial intelligence and machine learning for cybersecurity. So if you don't know what those terms are, they may be questions you want to ask her during the program. But without further ado, I'm going to hand the program over to Dr. Eman.
Thank you so much, Katie, and thank you to Ashley and Pam and Kanthi and the entire CybHER team. This is a wonderful program. I'm so happy to be part of it and support it. And really just thrilled to be talking with everybody virtually today. So thanks again for having me on, and thanks for CybHER in general. So I want to start by really just talking for our participants and attendees all around about why to consider a career in cybersecurity. Why would you think choose, I want to focus on you all out there that you're thinking maybe not. Why would you consider a career in cybersecurity? Well, I'll give you some reasons and certainly share my experience along the way as well. Is one of the best reasons to choose a career in cybersecurity is that you can make a difference. We live in a digital world. Everything around us relates to your phone or computer or tablet. Everything is network connected, including our TVs, our refrigerators, and everyone needs to be cyber aware. Everyone needs to be cyber secure. And a good reason to choose a career in cybersecurity is that you can help. You can help your family, you can help your friends, you can help your community, and you can help your country become cyber aware, become more cyber secure, and you can make a difference. You can work in teams in a cybersecurity career, you can work individually, or you can even launch your own business someday. Some of my former students have gone on to successfully launch their own cybersecurity companies and run that while they work from home. So you've got so much flexibility. You also have opportunities to solve challenging, important problems. This is something that affects everything we do, cybersecurity, from our banking to our healthcare information to our connectivity with people and among organizations, people, and countries. And so you can solve the nation's and the society's most challenging, most important problems and really have an impact on our society and world. Last but not least, I'll say, a good reason to choose cybersecurity is it's just fun. Look at us here, look at the founding CybHER team. We all love what we do. You get to work with amazing minds, bright minds, teams, and really just have fun while you're doing very important work and helping your community and your family and your nation. A lot of this supports national security as well. So now that hopefully I've convinced you why consider cybersecurity, why does cybersecurity need you? I want to tell you a little bit about why we need each of you in cybersecurity. First, There are so many career opportunities. So no matter what you're interested in, and I'm looking forward to your questions later, whether it's computer science, coding, technology, policy, law, engineering, business, management, psychology, all of those fields and all of those majors are important, and more, in fact, more majors and careers are important in cybersecurity. And more importantly, there are jobs in cybersecurity related to those topics. So, for example, if you're interested in computer science and coding, you could become a secure software developer. If you're interested in management, you could be focused on risk management. If you're interested in law, you could focus on cyber law. There's a huge need for cyber lawyers right now. Or psychology, there's a huge need for people who can analyze behaviors, do behavior analysis as it comes to tracking hacks and attacks and threats. So there's a cyber career for you regardless of what you're interested in. It has diverse, multidisciplinary career options to cater to every interest. Second, why we need you is we have a challenge both here in the US and across the world in terms of the growing number of unfilled cybersecurity jobs. We've got, if you can imagine, across the country right now, about 500,000 unfilled cybersecurity jobs as we speak. And no matter how many graduates here at the University of West Florida and Dakota State and other fine universities across the country help prepare, we need more. So we need each of you to consider a career in cybersecurity as well and help fill that deficit. And globally, those estimates are predicted to be 3.5 million by 2022. So can you imagine that? We'll have 3.5 million unfilled jobs in just 2 short years. And we want you to help fill those jobs and help bring cybersecurity to your friends, your neighbors, your family, and encourage them as well. Well, how can you get started if you're interested? And keep it simple. I always say one of my kind of big things in what I do is keep it simple. First, take advantage of the great resources that are offered by your schools, the universities in your area. So for example, the Dakota State CybHER camps, phenomenal camps that are available to you now. I see they're going virtual. Opportunities for you to learn about cybersecurity and decide if it's right for you or not. Here at UWF, we offer similar camps through the Gen Cyber program funded by NSA and NSF. And this coming year, we're thrilled to be partnering with the Girl Scouts to offer a camp specifically for middle school girls where they can earn their cybersecurity badges during the camps. We're looking forward to that. The best thing about these camps, our camps in DSU, is they are free, right? Our funding agencies and universities cover the cost so that you all can focus on learning about cybersecurity. Look at other resources, such as the Women in Cybersecurity National Organization. They've got great resources, events, virtual events, conferences to really help connect you and help you get on your journey. Second, I'd say explore online and free resources. If you search for cybersecurity training and learning, you'll find lots of free courses, free tutorials. All it takes is just one step to get started, and it may be one thing that you do that gets you very excited about cybersecurity. Look for those. There's also a lot of virtual online competitions that you can participate in. For example, the NSA Codebreaker Challenge, Cyber Patriot, run by the Air Force Association, the National Cyber League, many competitions where you can just practice and have fun. Don't worry about the outcome. The goal is to have fun and learn while you're doing it. So let's seek those opportunities. Another suggestion is to think about joining or starting a cyber club at your school or in your community. Contact a teacher who could serve as a mentor for the club. Start simple, even if it's you and 2 or 3 friends. You can start together building a plan in terms of how you're going to learn, what you're going to do, and how to grow. We started our cyber club at UWF a few years ago with just under 15 students. We now have over 75 students across all majors who actively participate in the club weekly. There are so many other organizations that you can join. I mentioned Women in Cybersecurity, Girls Who Code. So take advantage of resources around you. Look for those resources and events and camps and take advantage of them. And if you don't find one, start your own. You got to start somewhere. Next, I just want to talk briefly about, if you're thinking about cybersecurity, what to do to help you succeed in a career in cybersecurity. We all have been fortunate to have people around us to help us succeed and grow, and that's a part of the learning experience. So I encourage each and every one of you to seek mentors, whether through your school, nearby colleges and universities, organizations such as Women in Cybersecurity, or even maybe a friend or family friend who you know who's in cybersecurity. Would they be willing to serve as a mentor, an informal mentor, where you could talk to them and seek advice and grow your network? It's so important to have mentors that you can just bounce ideas off of, talk to about next steps, and just kind of gain. It's a two-way relationship that really helps enrich both the mentor and the mentee. Next, I'd say the most important thing is don't be afraid to learn. Treat every experience as an opportunity to learn and to grow. You're never going to hurt by asking questions, staying informed, and learning and making informed decisions. Those cyber competitions I mentioned are online, great learning experiences. Just have fun. It'll help improve your knowledge, your skills, and your interest and your awareness. And last, I'd say follow your passion. Make the most of your journey. Each one of you has a passion, something that will fuel you to keep going. You may not know it yet, and that's perfectly okay. I'll tell you a little bit about my story here. But keep trying to find your passion. And once you do, follow your passion and make the most of your journey. It's not about the goal itself. It's about the journey along the way and what you discover, what you learn, what you change, and what you impact. So a little bit, just maybe 1 or 2 minutes, because I'm looking forward to your questions about me, is I mentioned you don't always know. So my background is in computer science, and I started, when I was doing my undergraduate in computer science, I actually wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I loved programming, so I got into that. And as a junior, when I was a junior in college, I needed an elective for my major, and I found this class called Artificial Intelligence, and it wasn't too early in the morning. That's good. I'm not a morning person. I said, oh, this sounds interesting. I'll sign up. That course changed my life, because when I took that course in my junior year, I was so motivated and intrigued by AI that I decided there and then I wanted to get a Ph.D. in AI. And that's what I went on to work hard and do many years later. And so for each of you, I encourage you not to worry about not knowing. We're all humans. We all learn along the way. We change direction. Sometimes we stumble, sometimes we go ahead. But look for those opportunities to grow and to get your questions answered and learn along the way. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to the CybHER team, and happy to take questions.
Thank you for being on CybHER Conversations. We are so thrilled to have you. So you had mentioned just now you encouraged our participants to participate in these competitions to learn, not maybe necessarily to win, but even to learn. And I think that's a really important thing that we need to teach young people, because even if it's just a hobby, most people have this thing in their mind that even as a hobby, they have to excel at it. But it's not necessarily that. A hobby or anything is to learn, so you can better yourself. But I think there's a lot of pressure on young people to excel at everything they do. So I appreciate you saying participate to learn. That's such a very impactful thing to say, I think.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for that, Kanti, because I think one thing that sometimes is we hold ourselves back because we strive for perfection. We don't want to sign up for a competition or anything unless we think we can ace it. And sometimes we're never sure if we can ace it, and so we don't do it. Well, I'm here to tell you good is often good enough, right? And in order to get better, you have to try. You won't get better if you don't try. And so let's go into these opportunities not thinking about, I have to be ready to win first place in this in order to participate. Let's go in thinking, I'm going to learn some new things. I'm going to expand my network. I'm going to expand my knowledge, and I'm going to meet others interested who could potentially support me, work with me in the future. And that will get you to then those other goals that you have.
So you had mentioned you love artificial intelligence. So it's a little different from cybersecurity. So what got you interested in cyber, like particularly cyber?
Sure, yeah. So I went on, as I mentioned, to get a PhD in AI, and really my goal had been to become a university professor. I wanted to continue working on tough problems. I've always enjoyed solving challenging problems, but I also want an opportunity to work with students and inspire future generations, just like one day, and as a junior in college, one of my professors inspired me. So I have been at the University of West Florida now for 20 years. I always say time flies when you're having fun. I love what I do. And what got me into cybersecurity was really seeing the need. When I talk about solving complex problems, I learned that in cybersecurity, we have a growing workforce deficit, not just across our country, but across the world. We have the number of qualified professionals is never enough. No matter how many students we get into our programs, we still have unfilled jobs. And moreover, cybersecurity is so intriguing and interesting that it continues to evolve. The cyber threats continue to evolve. And so it's a dynamic, growing field. And so that's what really got me into cybersecurity. I saw this problem, cybersecurity workforce crisis, and I said, I'm going to try to solve this. And that's what I've been trying to do here.
Awesome. So you have a master's and a PhD in computer science, or broader, as we say, computer science. And you said you loved programming. Can we ask you what your favorite coding language is?
Sure. So I've been through a couple in my lifetime of programming languages. And yes, my master's and PhD are in computer science. I'd have to say right now, probably two of my favorite are Python, so scripting language, simple language that many of you, if you're interested, you can take on. It's very helpful for AI related problems and machine learning and data analytics problems, because it's really about kind of being able to take lots of data and be able to reason with it, be able to make recommendations with it. So Python is good at that. Also, Java is a good universal general purpose language. I like Java a lot. I always encourage students to look at that in terms of being able to do so many different things, but while being good at one language instead of having to choose different types of languages.
So you just mentioned that you'd been at University of West Florida for 20 years. So have you always taught in these 20 years then?
Yes, that's one of the things that I enjoy doing so much, is teaching and just working with students. And, I learn from them just as much as hopefully they learn from the classes I teach and the research. And just being part of their journey is so important and rewarding to me. So I typically teach the AI courses, the undergraduate and graduate AI courses. I don't teach as often these days since I'm the director of the center, so I end up being in a lot more meetings and administrative roles. But I also, in my years, have taught programming courses, programming languages courses, theory courses, things like that.
So then how have the classes that you teach changed since you first started?
Well, they change almost, I want to say, each year, if not each semester. And I always see that as an opportunity. I encourage people not to think of that as, now what do I do? It's changing. It's really kind of an opportunity to keep up with the latest and greatest. So, even when I teach programming languages, for example, usually there's a new edition of the textbook each semester or at least each year. That's how much programming languages continue to evolve. And so we as educators, then our goal is to make sure that our courses are up to date and relevant, right? So not just teaching the theory and the concepts, but it's also important for me to kind of put it into the real world perspective. Look at the news and see what's happening and how does what we're talking about in AI or in cybersecurity help. For example, we've seen issues recently with TikTok, right? And how people can get into the code and, how that could be used maliciously. Well, it's leverage news stories and current trends to bring them into our classroom and our teaching so that we make sure that students can relate to what we're talking about, not just what to do and how to do it, but why we would want to do it.
So when were you first exposed then to the computer field, like computers in general? When was the first you were interested?
The interesting thing is that I really didn't get into computers or computer science until college. So I'm actually giving away my age now too, right? By saying that, but I didn't have much of an interest in programming or computer science, in high school. But when I took my first programming course in college as a freshman, I fell in love with it. And so I think, the lesson that I'd like to share with everyone along the way related to that is that don't be afraid to try different things. In fact, you must try different things, because if it wasn't for me trying that programming course as a freshman, I might have been majored in something else. I might have had a completely different path. And so I tried it. I said, wow, this is really fun. And that kind of launched from there. But again, it's just, you got to keep your mind open to opportunities as they emerge. And if you don't like it, that's fine, but at least you've answered that question, right? Try to get as much information and experiences to make informed decisions.
Awesome. So a while ago, you had mentioned the different career paths you could take in cyber, and one of them was cyber law. So we have a question related to that. What does the path to working in cyber law look like? And would you recommend going to law school to specialize in cybersecurity?
So there's a lot of need right now for those with expertise in law and legal matters and policy as it relates to applications and how secure they are, and if hacks happen or vulnerabilities are exposed, what is the liability? Who's liable? Is it the organization? Is it the developer? Is it the end user? And there aren't that many people skilled with law as it pertains to cybersecurity and technology. I think in answer to your second question, it really could go both ways. Again, I'd say follow your passion. So one pathway could be to work towards a degree in law, if that's what you aspire to be as a lawyer, and focus your case studies and the projects that you work on and the research that you do on cybersecurity. Look at getting involved with those types of projects. So that would be one pathway. Another is that many universities, including ours, have programs in cyber policy and courses in cyber policy. So you could choose to, for example, get a degree in management and focus on policy, or you could choose to get a degree in criminal justice, whether an undergrad or graduate degree, and then focus on kind of the policy issues and work on research projects or capstone experiences that will help give you that experience.
What or who has made the biggest impact on your career?
Oh, that's a hard one. I've had so many. Certainly, I think, my family, for being with me through the busy, crazy times. I had a fabulous advisor and mentor when I was in the Ph.D. program, who just kept challenging me. When you're a student, sometimes you're not always sure what to do next. And, my mentor was great in terms of providing just the right amount of kind of advice and guidance, but really letting me flap my own wings and sometimes pushing me when I didn't want to do that, right? Because you got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone in order to grow, and to really kind of see what fuels your passion and what doesn't. So the mentors that I've had, including now, I continue to, make sure that I'm connected and can help others, and also have mentors to help me grow as well.
So are there any particular resources or particular websites that you would recommend to the young students that are interested in cyber?
Yes, and I mean, there's certainly quite a few. So I mentioned some of the competitions, such as the NSA Codebreaker Challenge, and you could just search, Google these, and you'll find them right away. There's Cyber Patriot is another one. National Cyber League is another one. There are also courses and tutorials, cybersecurity courses and tutorials. So October is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And so if you go to the Cyber Aware website, in fact, if you uwf.edu/cyberaware, that is the campaign that we launched for cybersecurity awareness while this summer, when we all kind of were hit by working from home or learning from home for COVID. So we have some resources posted there. The NSA and Department of Homeland Security, the CISA, also put out a lot of resources, particularly for National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is happening in October. And then you can also look up the NICE Cybersecurity Career Awareness Week in November. And they've also have resources on their website and will continue to provide more in terms of helping you choose a career.
So, are you a member of any of the groups like RESIS?
Yeah, so I actually founded the Women in Cybersecurity Florida affiliate a year ago. So we were thrilled to now have a Florida affiliate that brings together students as well as professionals to really kind of network and support the advancement of women. We also have a Women in Cybersecurity student chapter at UWF. And we're excited to grow that, and several other organizations as well.
So what's the coolest thing that you've ever done?
Oh my goodness, that's a tough one, right? Well, I think, I'm fortunate to have a great team, and I think the work that we are doing on cybersecurity workforce development is really making lots of impact. We're helping grow the pipeline. We are supporting state and state and federal government through training. We support election security. So I'm just thrilled that we're able to give back to the community.
And the last question we have for you is, what advice would you give to our young participants that are watching this right now?
Okay, well, I think I accidentally gave it away earlier, but I would just say, follow your passion. That's my biggest. Keep looking for your passion. It's okay. I didn't find mine till junior year of college, but keep looking for it, keep trying different things. And when you find it, just follow it and make the most of the journey.
That is excellent advice. And I would also add, I did not find my passion until well after my undergraduate, where I completely changed careers, and it has done everything, just made the difference in my life. So I ditto what you said there for all of the young students watching. Find your passion and just follow it, and it will be wonderful. So thank you, Dr. El-Sheikh, for joining us today. We are so excited. For the participants on here, I am launching a poll for you to fill out. If you can just submit your answers in there, that helps us just to know who's on, how many people are watching, and just a little bit about you. We really appreciate that. Also, if you have any questions regarding this, you can go to our website and contact us via the website at www.cybher.org. You can also find out more information about our upcoming conversations, like next week's conversation that we're having with Dr. Siobhan Grady, who is a machine learning expert and assistant professor from North Carolina Central University. It's a handful to say. And we also hope that you will join us in October. Our October speakers are already online, including our very own Dr. Ashley Podorotsky, one of the co-founders of CybHER. So you won't want to miss that. Please also follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find information about our upcoming programs like our Gen Cyber Camp that is coming up that will be virtual, held in the middle of November. But thank you to all who are joining. We really appreciate it. If you're watching us on a recorded one, we thank you for going to our YouTube channel. Please hit subscribe. And for those of you who have missed any of our conversations, you can also go to our YouTube channel and watch our previously recorded conversations. So thank you, everyone, and have a great week.